One of the most dangerous things to come from this storm for us is rip currents. They trap thousands of swimmers each year, and some don't make it out.
With Tropical Storm Arthur off the coast, that could make these currents even worse on Tybee Island the next few days. WJCL's Ashley Lincoln is working for you, and tonight she talked with lifeguards on what you can do to avoid these currents. She continues tonight's team coverage. Ashley?
Yeah, well, Kevin and Jennifer, lifeguards say rip currents aren't foreign to the beach, but with the storms passing this area, it's expected to increase these currents. Rip currents are no stranger to Tybee beaches.
The majority of our rescues are actually rip currents.
We had dozens of lifeguard saves because of the rip currents.
That's why Tybee leaders are keeping a close eye on the possibility of increased currents.
Right now, I don't think a whole lot of people are paying attention to this storm. We mainly wanted to know when the rip currents were expected to arrive, how long they would last, and how strong they would be.
A silent threat that could be magnified by Tropical Storm Arthur as it gets closer. Lieutenant Jonathan Williams with the Tybee Ocean Rescue says the storm could increase the strength of the rip currents.
Just because the bigger waves will create larger rip currents. I mean, the larger and the more frequent the waves are, the more frequent the rip currents will be.
A rip current forms when a narrow current flows outward away from the beach. Lifeguards say if you find yourself caught in one, the best way to get out is to swim parallel to the beach, a tip most swimmers don't do.
Do not try to swim against it, because if you do, I mean, you're just going to get tired and you have more chance of drowning that way. So you absolutely just need to swim sideways and wait for help.
As the storm heads north, Tybee Mayor says they expect to see a riptide increase Wednesday, with the worst on Thursday. Flags on lifeguard posts will indicate the threat level the tides pose. Red meaning a high hazard.
Just basically anyone that's not a very strong swimmer needs to stay out of the water.
And the more serious double red flags means the beach is shut down to swimmers.
Come out to Tybee, especially on Thursday, to be very, very careful to swim in areas where there are already lifeguards posted, to keep a watch on your small children, and if you're a weak swimmer, to avoid getting out very deep in the water.
And the lifeguards will be fully staffed over the next few days to keep a close eye on those riptides and swimmers. And Kevin and Jennifer, they also want parents to keep a close eye on their smaller children because it's very easy for them to get caught up in the riptides, even in the shallow water.
Makes sense.
Good advice. Thank you, Ashley.